to the party mobile. This is how we received this van. It's a 2007 Sprinter that's been kitted out with LEDs, speakers absolutely everywhere. We've got a sub down there, we've got speakers in the panels here and here. We've got LEDs, yeah, literally everywhere on the ceiling, and cables for speakers running down the side, all the way down from front to back. There were speakers in the side panels before I ripped them out. I didn't get any footage of that. There were big speakers in the rear door panels, and there were big speakers, you can see the speakers holes there, and on the other door. And they were literally everywhere in here. Everywhere was covered in speakers. So what on earth they used this van for, I do not know. But I've got a nice little remote control here, and I can really party up the atmosphere. And just there should be a warning of flashing lights. So yeah, nice little glow there. Yeah, very good. And little soft transition there. Yeah, anyway. Oh, well done. I broke it. So let's have it green. There we go. So, why not? Green's good. So the idea, let me spin you around here. So the idea is to strip out all the rust, cure rust it. We'll then just get it hammerited where the rust spots are. There's not too many rust spots. Let me just show you. We've got rust spots down where the normal places are on a Sprinter. So all round here, around the wheel arch, and along where the plastic trim is on the outside. And again, this side, this is probably the worst one. I've actually got a hole that I can see straight out to daylight through, a couple of them, and that's like that pretty much all the way along. But it's only where the you can see that one's weeping. That's one of the little plastic covers. But you can see clearly where the actual pushing clips that are causing they're causing the rust spots. But everywhere else, everywhere I feel, I mean, this is only surface rust, it doesn't go through. And again, around the other wheel arch, we've got issues. And the back quarter. So yeah, there's plenty to do, but it's a good van in total. All the panels are straight all the way down. There's no dents. Nothing really to fix there. Obviously, this mess is coming out. We're going to take the bulkhead out, which is our next job, which I will do in just a moment. I'm going to take this plastic trim off as well. Some people leave it on. They just put a thin piece of ply over here. They then put your insulation in to come down to the ply, and then the sheet goes over the top of that, and then it's sealed in, vapor barriered, and then the sheet the 3mm thin lightweight ply will go on top of that, which is the finished ceiling, which they scribe up to this point here, this plastic cover. I don't like this plastic cover. It's cracked anyway, which I don't like, but when you look inside it, you've literally got these wires here. These are the only things that I can see. These are additional wires. All these wires here were put in by somebody else for speakers. These are the vehicle wire, the vehicle loom. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to reroute those. I'm going to find a way of getting them out of the work site. So hopefully we've got a flush way of putting the actual trim on, and the roof line, the 3mm roof line going into the bulkheads. You know what I mean. So that's going to go. I'm going to definitely get rid of that. I can't stand that. There's a few little rust spots in the ceiling, in the roof. Again, they're not going through, but I'm going to clean them up both sides, and treat that. Cover that in Hammerite. The whole vehicle on the outside is going to have Raptor liner. We're going to go for an anthracite grey on the outside. That will eliminate the possibility of water getting back into the steel. As long as it's sealed up properly, it's gonna be durable when we go green laning, which is what we intend to do, and wild camping. We're not going to have to worry about the exterior so much getting scratched. It's easy washable. Just wash it down after you've been out. It's really easy, and it's a tough, durable coat. And I haven't got to get a perfect finish on it, which I'm no professional. This is the first time I'm going to be spraying Raptor liner on a vehicle, so it's trial in motion. We're gonna give it a go. I've got to cut all the windows in, so we've got a big window going in here on this panel with a sliding opening. This panel here is going to be left. These panels, we're going to have a small opening, a small window in this side. We're going to do both the back windows, so both of these are going to be cut out and glass panels. This side is going to have another small window, just to comply with the DVSA, where they want to have at least 2 windows on one side of the vehicle, not including the passenger or driver's windows. So we need that extra window in there to comply until they change the rules again. This one's going to be left, so this is where the kitchen's going to be. Typical kitchen, going to come out to say halfway over the door. This window in the sliding door, this panel in the sliding door is going to be a window as well, the same as the other side. That's going to be sliding. Insulate everywhere, get all the insulation into every little nook and cranny. I mean, these pillars go back to here. These are sealed in here, but I found that there's holes already in there. I don't want to drill any more holes in the frame. These are the structural points. So I don't want to, if I can help it, I really don't want to do any more drilling. People have come along and they have drilled screws in here. Actually, that's not in the structural area. But any holes like this, I can try and get as much in there as possible. Trying to get expanding foam in there if I can. Expanding foam has got good thermal properties, but you must be careful with putting expanding foam into pillars or into areas like this, because it can push out and warp the steel if it expands too much. So the best thing to do is just put it in very carefully. We've got holes down here as well. I don't want to damage the panels. If I put it into the box section here, this box section is actually sealed anyway, so it's not going to push the outside steel out. It won't move that at all, but it will be sealed up. That's the plan. We're going to try and get as much insulation into these areas as possible. Then we're going to vapor barrier it. So we're going to have a vapor barrier everywhere, ceiling, floor, all down the sides, and it's all going to be tanked. So it's all going to be sealed up, so nothing from inside the camper can get into the insulation. No vapor at all. That's the plan. Floor's coming up. We're going to clean the floor, do the normal thing with that. Plenty of videos on YouTube about that side of it. And then we're going to put 25mm battens down. Same old story. Lots of people have done it. Insulate in the battens, and then we're going to put a vapor barrier in. There's going to be a big tank here, so I've decided that I'm going to have the water tank on the inside of the camper. So the water tank's going to go, and it's going to sit, you won't believe this, and I'm going to get plenty of comments about it. It's a 250 litre water tank. Now, before you say anything, yes, it's 250 litres, which is, yes, it's 250 kilograms. Yes, it's over the axle, and there'll be a frame to support it. Okay, it might be taking up a space in the camper. Yes, I know that, but I'm not going to be driving down the road with it full. It's merely to fill up, so we've got plenty of water for off-grid camping. What I intend to do is drive to the location. Once I get to the location, I can get water that's close by. I can fill the tanks up, 250 litres, and then drive a very short distance to our campsite, wherever that may be. That's the first thing we're going to do. Second thing is, if we're on a campsite, yes, we've got water locally, but with a camper, and I found this when we hired a camper, we were all set up. We had the chocks underneath the wheels, levelling the camper up, which took time. We then got the bikes off the back and set up home as such in our little space. That's great. We then had to, when we ran out of water, because we were there for the week, we then had to take it off the chocks. We had to get the bikes locked up, clean up outside, leave, go down to fill up with water, empty the waste, and then come back and set up again. So with that in mind, 250 litres is going to be more than enough. Roughly estimating 36 litres a day, roughly. We're going to have probably about six days worth of use out of it. Fingers crossed, but we'll cross that bridge as and when. We've got a 105 litre grey water tank that's going to go where the spare wheel was. That's going to be strapped up underneath, so that's out the way. The spare wheel is going to go up on the roof. There's going to be roof bars up on top. There's going to be solar panels, roughly again 3 270 watt solars on the roof. We're going to be running 4 100 amp an hour Life Pro 4s lithium cells. There's going to be a Victron, 3 Victron MPPT solar chargers, and I'll show you what I intend to do later with those. There's also going to be a Victron smart charger from the vehicle battery that's going to feed the lithiums. They're going to be charging while we're in transit. We've got an 18 litre. I'm not going to go for a Truma or a conventional gas. We're not having any gas on board this camper at all. It's all electric. So we've got a dual ring induction hob that's going to be in our kitchen. There's going to be a microwave. We've got a 4 kilowatt inverter. That's 4 kilowatt continuous, 8 kilowatt peak. So there's plenty of room there. We're going to put, going back to the water, we're going to have an 18 litre water tank that's going to be in here. So that, again, plenty of water, whereas the Truma, I believe, is 10 litres. I'll put a link to some other YouTubers that have actually tested the Truma, and they found out that they can get, I think it's just over 1.5 minutes of a shower with the Truma. So that's not cutting it for me. They're dear units. They're really expensive to buy. Yes, they'll give you the heating as well, but so does a Chinese diesel heater, because that's what I'm using. The idea of the radiators, the Bobby boiler, I think it is, fantastic idea. Sorry guys, it's easy to do, and I've done it myself. I've done it some time back, but this is it's easy to do. I'm just literally gonna buy these units. You don't have to buy the kit. You can buy these units on eBay. They are PC radiators. I've got a 3D printer, so I've printed up you can download it freely. I'll share all the links with you. Download the actual file to print the coupling for the front and the back of it. We can divert the heat straight into those two radiators. Small water pump, very cheap, in and out of an 18-litre water tank. I've tested it. I'll put some footage of it on here. I've tested it and I can get to 35 degrees. I think it was about 20 minutes, 15 minutes I think it was, from cold. Really quick. On top of that, I've made a coil that's going to go inside that 18-litre water tank. That coil is going to be connected directly to a solenoid valve, which has got to take the temperature of the engine. Now, my engine runs about 85 degrees. I need something that's going to be capable, a valve that's going to be capable of going up to 100 degrees, really. What that's going to do is start the engine up while we're driving along. The hot water from the engine is going to basically be piped through to where the 18-litre water tank is. It's going to go into a coil that's inside the water tank. It's going to go through that coil, back out through another pipe, back to the engine. So it's going to circulate through that 18-litre water tank. So while we're driving, there's a thermostat in there as well, which is going to tell the valve to stop once it gets to its set temperature. So if I set it for say 65, 70 degrees, once it reaches that 70 degrees, it will shut the valve and it will just maintain that. As we're driving down the road, it will maintain that temperature in that tank. So when we pitch up somewhere, we know that we've got 18 litres of hot water on board, which we can then have a shower, do the wash, washing up after dinner, whatever. It's there. On top of that, belts and braces here, guys. On top of that, I'm going to put, and again I'll show you some pictures of it. I'm going to put an immersion heater. I found a bulkhead fitting for an immersion heater online. I'll try and find it again, and if I can, I'll put the link up on here. The way that works is it's standard water, a 3 kilowatt immersion heater for a boiler, for a tank, immersion tank. As I say, I've found this bulkhead fitting that's going to fit inside. I'm going to cut a hole out, fit it inside, and the actual element, again I can show you pictures, the element is going to sit in the coil element that I've made for the hot water from the engine. So take up less room. So that then is there. So if we're parked up on a site and we're plugged into the mains, we can get our hot water that way as well. Also, for ease, we can run that off of the inverter. In which case, if we need hot water quickly, we've got 3 sources to give us hot water. We've got the diesel heater, which can give us the hot water. We've got the engine, we can flick the engine on, start that up and run the hot water into it from there, or we've got the immersion. I have bought 600 watt 12 volt elements as well. I thought I bought them and they are on the way, but I thought maybe I could put one of those in there, and I'm thinking I really am going overboard on this. Obviously it's extra weight for the van. They don't weigh a lot, but it is all extra weight, and I've got to think about the weight. But it's a way of getting hot water straight from the solar. So if the way it's going to work again is if there's no demand for solar charging the batteries, then there could be a way I could then flick that over so that I could have the solar panels heating up the water. So if we are again wild camping, if we need water in a hurry, we can use the immersion, but I don't want to leave the immersion on when we're not here. I'd rather be around when that's on. 3 kilowatts is a big drain on the system, but it's perfectly doable. Whereas the 600 watt 12 volt element, that can be sitting in there, and again we're not talking about huge, we're talking just over a kilowatt of power, not a huge draw. and it can just tick over and maybe keep it ticking over. Anyway, we'll look at that at a later date. But this video, me rambling on, this video is just a short introduction to tell you what I'm intending on doing. And hopefully, you know, next year, it's 2021 now. We've just come out of a couple of weeks back. We came out of lockdown. Hopefully, for the last time, things are opening up. It's August. It's the 4th of August today. So things are opening up. Lots of people are doing the camper conversions. I decided that I didn't want to splash out, you know, lots and lots of money on a big camper to have it sitting on my drive from one day to the next, not being used, and the odd weekend here and there away. So that's and I enjoy the engineering side. I enjoy the installation, and I thought, you know, let's do it. I want to do it, and let's do it. So we bought this older van to do it with, and hopefully, you know, you'll be with us for the ride, and you'll enjoy the videos that we produce, and hopefully let's have some fun. So we'll catch you on the next one.